I woke up this morning trying to figure how to start, trying to figure out how to start. Um, I've been pondering over a lot of things for the last few months, life changing stuff. Um, and I think we all may get like this at times because we're in a new age, we're in a new time now. Things are really different. Um, a lot different than way back in the day, if you understand what I'm saying. And um, you're trying to figure out, I don't know about you, but trying to figure out what's next. What's next and how are these next years to come are going to look, and where you're placed, right? Where do you fit in, with all of these life-changing situations, um and looking at yourself personally, um if certain things can happen, will it happen? um it's been said to you things will happen, um and the happening is what what's next. um what's next? Your next phase of life, what does it look like? When are these things going to happen that may have been said to you, church, that may have been said to you far as family, that may have been said to you because people saw something in you, right? And um yeah, this right here. And not just that, your niche. What is it that you like to do? What is it that you want to do? What do you know that you're called to do? But how do you do it? You may have started, stop, started, stop, started, stop, started, stop, started, stop. And the years are passing. And I always say we're now in the I don't know if you remember the Jeffersons, um, not the Jeffersons, the Jetsons, right? The Jeffersons was a whole nother moving on up to the east side. But no, the Jetsons at the time of my life growing up, watching all the things that George and his family were doing, right? We're actually in this time. And that whole information age that was so quickly, far as a treadmill, and how he would talk to his family on his screens, and all that at that time wasn't even happening. Now we're in this time of so many things happening virtually, right? And there are some that have caught on and they're doing it. They're making it happen. It's booming, you know. And then there are us that are trying to figure out how do you do this? Um, how do you do this? How do you make this type of thing happen for you? Because it's not like the days of old. It's nothing like the days of old where you work till you get old and retire, or may not even see retirement. You still working and old. And you're saying, what in the heaven is next for me? Because you're watching all this happen before your eyes and you're like, wow, people are moving and shaking, but they're moving and shaking in a whole different arena, you know, far as the streamers and so certain things that you're seeing. And I'm like, these young people are really making it happen. They're really doing it. And then us in our 50s, trying to, really catch up. I used to be a trainer. I used to teach. And I remember this book because I had like a lot of the soft skills, right? How to improve yourself and different things, right? Um, and the book called Who Moved My Cheese. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but I used to teach off of this book. And at that time, most companies use this particular book when there would be a transition or a change, right, within a company. You know, new things are coming, right, and they're getting people prepared for this. You had your characters, Sniff and Scurry, and you had him and Hall, right, and the mice were the ones that caught on quickly, and they moved, and they made stuff happen. They found like where the cheese was, you know, they didn't waste no time. And then you had the him and Halls, the older folks, or the people that are used to the old way, and not so easily to change, right? Not so easily to change. Kept coming back to the same old stuff, hoping that this cheese or what they were used to will still be there. And every day they kept coming back, hoping that things will be the same. And you had these mice, Sniff and Scurry, these two, honey, they was gone. And they were, you know, just finding and exploring and adventure out to different things and building and just hey, and you know, just making it happen. And the two little people kept coming back, going back to the same stuff. And the fear or the uncertainty to get on board with the two mice to begin a change in their life, right? No. And him and Hall, you know, sound repetitive on purpose, kept going back, expecting something to be different with the same old stuff. It has moved on. It has changed. It's not the same. And somewhere around there, we have to get on board and realize if I don't do something, if I don't do something different, if I don't make a change with me, if I don't shake myself and say, hey, 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 you better get it together. It's going to keep going back. And it's going to be non-existent. And I think that's a time when a lot of us are realizing that we have purpose, we have potential. There is something that we can contribute. It's just not like it used to be. That makes sense. It's just not like it used to be. So then we have to find out what it is. We have to go back and find our passion. What did we used to do that we can turn into something that is productive, that's motivating, that's inspiring, that can cause people to feel some use of self again? How do we do it? And honey, when I say we, I'm in that. I am all in that we, because life is changing and it always has been. But I've never been in that situation where I'm actually in it, if that makes sense. So how? And many of us are asking for help. How? And the help is there, but then we deal with trust. Can I really trust you with what I'm not sure about? Will you make me feel some type of way if I really don't know? It's not that I'm not capable, because I am once I get it. But can I share with you that I don't understand it right now? And are you willing to have the patience to help me understand and get it so that I can be fully functional in this time and do well? Because we all want to do well. We all want to do well. We all want to be well. And it's about being consistent, persistent. And then there's some words that I can't even think about right now. because sometimes we're so in an emotional state of what's next. My God, what is next? And what can I do to be a part of that change? When I used to teach, I used to tell people this is a life changing situation. If you want to do and be what you always dreamt of doing and being, there must be a life change. And it's so funny because when I would put up the L in the class, they used to say, I used to say, what does this mean? They used to say, loser. No, sweetie. It doesn't mean loser, but even though some people may have done it in that time, thought this was, no, it's life. It's life. It's life changing. And we are all in a point of our lives where it's becoming a life changing situation. There's so much going on. My goodness. And it's like if we don't catch it, we're going to drown. Nobody wants to drown. No one wants to continue to walk into the same old pit or keep going in the same direction, keep doing the same old stuff. And you know inside of yourself something is saying, wait, think this through. Follow your plan. Do you have one? If you do, go back to it. Don't be afraid to ask for help in some type of direction, right? This was really heavy on me today, honestly, because I'm looking at me. I'm looking at me and I'm saying, girl, what's your next move? Because there are some people that are praying for your downfall or don't think that you are supposed to be in a certain place, a certain position, a certain whatever in life, right? So they already got you pinpointed because you didn't fit in or you wasn't a part of or you wasn't in the group or the clique or whatever. I don't even know the terms that they're using now, but because you wasn't grouped in, so it just meant that you wasn't really going to be. Now, who said that? But a lot of times we give permission to certain things that we're like, hey, I was made unique, wonderfully made, and I don't have to be a part of this to prove that I am great or I'm going to be. And sometimes we have to step away from that. And I say we, honey, when I say we, honey, I'm a part of that group, meaning that, nah, I don't want to follow that. No, I'm not going to be that. I have something special within inside of me that says that I'm great. And I can be calm because God said that I can be calm. Now, I know who I believe in, many may not, and that's okay, cool. We all have whatever. But at the end of the day, I know who keeps me sound in mind in these times, right? Who helps keep it all together and helps me keep it all together. So I just this morning, like I said, and I don't know if you ever had that tussle in your being, right? Where you're like, wait a second. I gotta shake myself here. I gotta put some things in perspective. I gotta start looking at me. I gotta begin again. I gotta begin again. I gotta begin again. I gotta go back, find out where I missed it, and start this thing again. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna end it with this. At the end of the day, if no one saves you, if no one rescues you, if no one reaches out their hand for you, you better learn how to reach for yourself. You better learn how to love yourself. You better learn how to be that one that was not for you, for yourself. Whoever was not for you, Now that you have evolved in a way where you can reach back for yourself, let's reach back for ourselves. Let's reach back for ourselves and let's put some things in order so that we're not lost in this time. There's some heavy stuff. Things are changing. Let's change it for us. Have a good day.